So I have two blocks, I have a strap, and I have a blanket. So to begin, we are actually going to start, and I'm going to have my blanket, just as you see here, kind of across the wide edge of my mat. And we're going to find a tabletop, and I'm going to put my knees right on my blanket. We're going to stack those wrists right underneath the shoulders. And we're just going to kind of get ready here. So start with just some gentle hip circles, start whichever direction you want to. And then we'll switch directions. And then we're going to come to a few rounds of cat and cow. So on that inhale, we're going to lift the gaze, drop the belly button. On our exhale, we're going to round the spine, tuck the chin, and really take your time back and forth. Inhale for that cow, exhale for cat. Feel free to linger in one or the other. One more. Then we're going to take our knees and we're going to start to walk them wider. Maybe touch those toes together. And we're going to start to kind of sink those hips toward the heels and then come up toward that tabletop. If you want to tuck the toes under as you kind of flow back and come forward, we're getting ready for that first held pose. It's going to be a child's pose. As you're ready, we're going to find that child's pose. Now, because we're going to hold it, you want to make sure you feel comfortable in your child's pose. So if you want to stay up higher on the forearms and hang the head and sink, you can do that. You want to be able to stay. So we'll settle in wherever our child's pose is. Also, you could use a block too if the forehead doesn't come all the way to the mat. And as we settle in, I always like for a yin practice to kind of have something to bring my focus back to. So if you want to pick an affirmation or an intention or a mantra that really resonates with you, something in the present tense that's positive and short that maybe you can repeat with the breath. Maybe use the first few minutes and moments here to settle on what it is you want to keep coming back to throughout the practice. And then focus on that affirmation as you breathe in deeply across that lower back, as you exhale out nice and slowly through the nose, and allow the body to soften and sink and settle as if it's melting into the mat. Few more moments, few more breaths here. And then as you're ready, we're going to slowly come back up to that tabletop. Check in with those hips. Pull those knees back in underneath the hips. And again, we'll circle things out gently in the hips one way and then the other way. And then a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. And release. All right. Next, we are going to come to a low lunge. So grab those blocks, and I want you to start with them on their highest point, kind of out in front. We're going to step our right foot forward. And again, I like to have that back knee on the blanket. And walk that right foot forward until that right knee is over that right ankle. Use those blocks to kind of find a nice position you think you can hold. You can adjust if you want to lower from that highest position of the block to a little bit lower. We want to try to keep that chest lifted just a little bit. Gazing forward, maybe slightly down, and then we'll settle in. An active stretch. So in yin, often you'll find that the body will try to get you out of the pose. Suddenly something will itch or a distraction will come up. You might also notice that where you feel the stretch will shift a little bit the longer you hold it. Just continue to try to breathe. Of course, make adjustments if something is, you need to make an adjustment if something really is uncomfortable or you're too deep into the pose. Otherwise, keep breathing. Keep that focus on that affirmation. Few more breaths. And as we start to make our way out of this pose, we're going to take our time, moving very slowly. We're going to start to lift the hips a little bit, maybe sink a little, and move back and forth just a little. And then maybe walk those blocks back a little. Maybe bring that right foot off the mat and slide it back, nice and gentle. And before we take the other side, we're going to take a little puppy stretch. So I like to bring the blocks for the arms. My forearms are going to go right on these blocks. I'm going to clasp my hands together and then melt the heart down toward the mat, hang the head. Keep those hips nice and high. Few more breaths here. And again, as always, we'll slowly maybe sink the hips a little bit, slide those hands back, and we'll come up. And then we'll move toward our low lunge on the other side. So the left leg is going to start to walk up, walk that left foot forward, find your lunge. Remember, we want to be able to hold and breathe. We want that left knee over the left ankle. Use those blocks. Settle in. Find and keep that breath. Focus on that affirmation. Few more breaths. And again, we're going to slowly come out. So kind of lift those hips, sink back toward that lunge. Couple of breaths. And then maybe walk those blocks back. Take this left foot, slide it back around. And we're going to take our blocks off to the side. We're going to come through our easy seat. And we're going to roll all the way down. So I'm going to slide my blanket off. Maybe you'll want it for Shavasana. But bring our strap with us as we roll down. And kind of get settled here. Feel those legs, those hips. And we're going to start with the right leg. Again, if you don't have a strap, you're just going to use your hands. I'll show you. But if you have a strap, we're going to put the ball of the right foot into that strap, send it up, gently pull back. You don't have to really pull back because, again, we're going to hold. So we want it to be gentle and soft. And we're going to stay and breathe. So if you don't have a strap, just use those hands and support behind the leg. The left leg can be planted or that left leg can be long. It's kind of up to you. You can close the eyes if you like, and you can breathe. A few more breaths here. And if you have that left leg long down the mat, bring it to plant that sole of the foot on the mat again, because as we lower gently this right knee and foot, we're going to bring the right ankle to the top of that left knee, relax that right leg, and then pull the left knee into chest for a little pigeon. I sometimes like to rock a little side to side here as well, whatever feels good for you. And then we'll release both legs back down to the mat, and we're going to switch sides. So we're going to send that left leg up using our strap or holding with the hands. Pull those toes gently back towards you. And we'll hold and breathe, finding our stretch on this side. And our last few breaths on this side. Starting to draw that right foot in if it's nice and long and extended to plant on the mat. So as we start to bend this left leg, feel that impact of the stretch. We'll bring that left ankle to the top of the right knee, and then we'll pull that right leg in. Stretch it out on this side. Again, maybe rock a little side to side if you like. And then as you're ready, we're going to release, make our way into our Shavasana. Feel free to utilize any props that you want to. Maybe that blanket comes on top, maybe an eye pillow. We're going to soften those legs, relax those hips, let the feet fall open to the corners of the mat. Really feel the impact of all that stretching. Make sure the shoulders are nice and low, walked down the back, arms relaxed, face is soft. Unlock the jaw, blink the eyes closed, and come back to that affirmation. Breathe it in, send it all the way down to the feet. Fill up with that affirmation. And enjoy that nice deep breath. Few more nice, big, deep breaths. Breathe in that affirmation again, all the way down to the feet. Feel that back body connected and grounded. Adding some movement when you're ready to the toes, to the fingers. Before drawing the knees into the chest, we'll make our way to either side, rolling to the left or to the right. Our last few breaths of our practice, breathing in all the good, thanking ourselves for coming, and exhaling out onto the mat anything we want to leave here. And pressing up when we're ready. We'll be back in that easy seat, growing tall, settled in those sit bones, hopefully feeling nice and stretched and ready for the rest of the day. Namaste.